Hi, I'm Tim and this is Timberway Designs. In this series of videos I take 10 common rocks, I cut them in half so we both can see what's inside of them. And then I'll take each one of these rocks and I'll make a cabochon, and you'll be able to see that in the following episode. So today I got some rocks that Jennifer from California sent me out, and there's some pretty cool looking rocks here. I'm really interested to see what's inside of them. So let's bring the camera around and take a closer look at these. So Jennifer was kind enough to send me some rocks that she picked up out in California. I believe she said Northern California. I can't tell you exactly where, but someplace out there. So rather large rocks, but we can work with that. So this one here, as you can see, it's kind of a grayish thing with some quartz vein running through it. Darker stuff there. Dunk it. Heavy rock too, so I got a feeling it's going to shine up really nice. We got this one here. Got these green inclusions in there. Another heavy rock. That's what that one looks like. I think that'll make a lovely cab. This one here. It's got a lot going on in there. To me, that looks like jasper. And yeah, that's, I'm really curious what's going on inside this rock. This one here, this looks like a big chunk of red jasper. It's got some black inclusions in it. And that is bright. Hopefully that's the same color all the way through. This one really intrigued me right here, this part. And it looks like, you know, if I picked that up here, I'd say this is a mignoloidal, but out there, not sure. Look at that. This is a busy rock here. I'm hoping this and this are connected on the inside. That would be so cool. You got this black and white stripy looking rock here. Actually, it looks kind of black and green stripy looking rock here. And it's heavy too. It's got this little band of something going on down there. Almost looks like a frog or a dinosaur face on. Yep. Yeah, quartzy looking rock here. Got a dark band running through it. Don't get kind of liking that. I can kind of visualize that in a cabochon right now. Another jasper looking rock here, but this one's got quartz veins running all through it. So the hope is that the quartz veins run all through it. And it looks like it even got fortifications there too, right there. Yeah. And this one here kind of looks like a mignoloidal again. Got some green tint kind of going on there. It's almost brecciated. Maybe I said that correctly. Yeah. Hopefully it's not crumbly. And then I got this big old guy here. And I want to cut it. I've already been thinking I was going to split it, but I don't want to do that. It'll take forever. But I think I'll cut it because I want these black lines in the cab. Let's see if we can get a little surface water on here. Look at that. Got some quartz veins running through there, and these black lines. I'm really interested, and this is a very heavy rock too. All right, so I'm going to take these downstairs onto the saw, and we're going to cut them and see what's inside. So I'll see you down on the saw. All right, we're down here on my high-tech 10-inch lapidary saw, and the first thing I want to show you is this blade cuts with diamonds instead of with a sharp edge. And it's got thousands of little diamonds in there, and it cuts by grinding. So I'm rubbing my thumb on it right now. and it don't even cut this nitro glove. So don't worry about me cutting my fingers here. The other thing I do is I'm going to run a sharpener or old grinding disc through there to expose more diamonds, because these look like they're pretty hard rocks. So let's get going here. Alright, first up, this one here. I think I'm going to cut it like this, because I like to get these black lines. Hopefully they go, yeah. I want to kind of cut it on a bias here. Okay, that took a little bit. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Make sure it's not stuff coming off the saw. Look at that. Never would have expected that from looking at the outside. That's going to make some cool looking cabochons. Alright, next up. Got this quartzy looking one. I'm going to cut this face off right here. Okay, see what this one looks like on the inside. That looks just like marble, doesn't it? But in a quartzy kind of way. Now we're going to talk about these rocks a little bit more upstairs, so I'm just going to cut them, show them, and then we'll do that later. Alright, got this one here, and I'm thinking I'm going to cut this side off here. Let's see what kind of pattern this one's hiding. Oh, and there's green in there. Awesome. I like that. Okay. Alright, got this little guy here. And I'm going to cut him crossways like that, because I think that, let's see, maybe I'll, this is kind of tough. I'm going to cut it on the bias, so I'm going to try to cut through these two lines here. Let's see if that was worthwhile. Yeah, there you go. Okay, like that. Alright, this one I know I'm going to split right down the middle. That was a hard little rock there. Let's see what the pattern looks like though. Wow. Look at the fortifications on the bottom down there. Okay. I'm going to touch up the blade a little bit, because these things are hard. Alright, this one here, I'm going to cut the edge off right there. Yeah, it kind of crumbled at the end there. Let's see what we got going in here. Ooh, look at that. Some cool colors in there. Alright, this one here, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and split it. breaking at the end there. Ooh, look at the red in there. That is intense, especially all the pattern up here. Well, I'm excited about this one. All right, this one here, I'm definitely going to split right down the middle. Okay, there's several ways I could have cut this, but I think this is going to be good. Oh, look at that. Right on the outside. Figures. Okay. Alright, so we'll figure something out with this here. Well, that's good. I'm surprised. I thought it would go all the way through, but that's okay. Okay, this one here. I'm just going to cut this end off right here. Well, we were a little crumbly there. That's what I ended up with. Feels like a nice smooth cut though. I think I'm going to go in and try to cut a slab off this, see if it falls apart. Well, it looks like there won't be any this white stuff in the cab because that's where it's breaking at, but we'll figure something out here. And finally, got this one here. I'm going to cut this face off right there. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. Nice smooth cut too. All right, so I'm going to take these upstairs. We're going to discuss them a little bit, look at them a little closer, and I'll see you up there. So all in all, I would say there were some really good rocks in here that Jennifer sent me. We'll start with this one here. Don't get in the bath here to get some of the crumbs off. So this looks like a chunk of quartz with some veins running through there or something. Look at that. Almost looks like marble to me, but obviously it's quartz. You can tell by the texture. A few pits, but nice and smooth cut. So I think there's a lot of interesting streak stuff in there I can work with into a cab, make it interesting. All right, then we had this little stripey guy. I tried to cut it on the bias instead of just cutting it because I thought maybe these lines would run through there, but they did not. It's a nice solid rock, and I like the design, and we'll make something work there, but that looks kind of cool anyways. All right, hit this one here. This one, I was mildly disappointed with this one here. You know, I'm looking at that, really pretty on the outside, on both sides, and I thought, well, maybe it just went all the way through. No, it did not. It's just on the outer edge. So I'm going to have to scalp maybe this part off here or something, because by the time I cut this and make a cab, I don't think it's just going to be a black rock with maybe an edge on it. So I'll have to think about this one here, but it's really pretty though. It's a little disappointed it didn't go inside the rock. Then we had this big one here, like that, and I wanted to incorporate the black lines, and man, they're in there. I'm just kind of hoping there's not fractures and stuff, because you can kind of see it on the outside right along here. But if not, I can cut it the other way too if I run into issues with that. But I'd like to get them black lines in there and them white lines. I think that would be looking pretty sharp. Another green one here. I like the overall design. Had some stripy stuff going on in there. Look at that. It's almost like a teal. I think if that goes through the rock like I'm seeing right now, I think we're going to have a cool looking cab. And then with this pink line running through there, it just adds more to it. Yeah, this piece of jasper, I think, man, this is neon red. They don't get much redder than this here. And it's nice, hard. It was a hard stone to cut through, and I like the design on the inside. It just looks awesome. So I think that's going to make like a cab that can be seen across the room. This one here. This one had all kinds of colors going in it. Look at that. Like rock you pay top money for it at a rock shop. And I'm already thinking about how I'm going to work on this one here. I might take another couple or another slice off this side just to see what I got. Look at that. That is so cool. All right, we got this one here. Kind of a little busted up on the outside, it looked like. Had some green stripe running through there. Look at that. That is so cool. Now, I'm not sure what the green stuff is. Up here, I'd call it prehnite, but there's no copper in there. I don't see it. But it's nice, smooth cut. I didn't think there's any, yeah, I think we're good. So. All right, this one here, I got high hopes for this one. It had a lot of stuff going on the outside, and it's got a lot of stuff going on the inside. It seemed pretty solid. Actually, it took a while to cut through it for its size. Yeah, I think this one's going to make a really cool looking cab. And this one here. As you saw in the saw, it crumbled pretty readily around the quartz band here. Actually, there's a pile of pieces. So this one here, I might have to exclude this. I'll try to cut it again, but this black part with the white specks in it, I think that's going to look pretty good too. And it's pretty solid. You can see right here. So I think that'd make a cab. It'd just be kind of nice to incorporate this, but I think this stuff is so crumbly, I ain't going to be able to do anything with it. So we'll make something work on that. So here's the rocks for episode 52. Let me know what your favorites were, or if you'd cut it a different way. I'm just trying to, I look at it thinking what kind of cab I'm going to make, and that's the way I cut it. So, and then a lot of times I'll try to cut it. If it looks good, I can get more out of it, like this piece here, instead of just, grinding it right in the center, and I can put this on my slabbing machine and get slabs off of it. All right, so speaking of cabochons, we're going to move these out of the way, kind of dry up here, and then we're going to look at the cabochons from episode 51. So stick around. All right, we got those cool-looking California rocks that Jennifer sent out of the way, and now we're going to look at some Lake Superior rocks that Tim picked up. So first off, we got this one here. I like the design in this one, but it didn't transfer over to the cab very well. Look at that. It's kind of swirly and pattern and stuff in here. Well, here's the cabochon. I just got a decent shine on it, a little undercutting. And then I had a chunk fall out right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. I was kind of expecting more of the swirl to come through, but not really, I guess. I don't know, not too bad. So here's the rock, and there's the cabochon I made out of it. piece of amygdaloidal rhyolite, I think this is, with prehnite. And it had a ton of copper in it. Well, I won't say a ton. It had a lot of copper in it. You can see it kind of flicking all over, reflecting everywhere there and there. Well, here's the cabochon I made. You can see a little copper in there. There's a piece right there. And it come out nice and shiny. Just a little tiny bit under. There was something in there that didn't want to shine very well. But other than that, I think what makes it interesting is the greenish color with the prehnite and the copper in there. So that's that. There's the original rock, and there's cabochon I made out of it. Now this is one green piece of epidote here, and I was kind of hoping it would be that color green when it was finished. But a lot of times by the time you get done polishing them, they get a little darker. So this is this one here. It's still a good looking cab. Okay shine, a little undercutting in there. But there's the original rock, and there's the cabochon I made out of it. Now this one here, I thought it was a northrosite. See, I said it right this time. I think it's quartz, because once I cut it open, it just didn't look like that, because it had too much stuff in there. It looks like it's got mica, a little jasper in there, maybe. Well, here's the cab. It's got a lot of stuff going on in there. It had a beautiful shine on it. There's a couple little tiny pits and fractures in there, but it's even got a little green spot, whatever that is. So there's the original rock, and there's cabochon I made out. There's the original rock, and there's a cabochon I made out of it. Yeah, I guess I said that right. Okay, this is a piece of northrosite. And it kind of looks like tumbled glass when you pick it up on the beach. But a lot of this stuff can be really pretty. And this one, actually, when I cut it, it got dark, but it had these green spots in there. And I was kind of hoping there was another one there that would transfer to the cabochon. And it kind of really didn't. There's one little spot right up on top there that you can see, but really good shine. And I think with the dark and the light, it kind of helps it a little bit. But I don't know, not too disappointed. You just can't see what's inside these things when you cut them open because of the way the outside is. So there is the cabochon and the rock it came from. And here we have another amygdaloidal. It had this pinkish orange stuff in there. I have no idea exactly what that is, but I can tell you when I was cutting it on the saw, it was hard. Get it wet here so you can kind of see. I probably picked it up because it looked like an agate to me on the outside like that. Actually, right there. Well, here's the cab. Shined really nice. Got a few fractures in it, but nothing, you know, that I would not put it on Etsy for. It's on the back. And even the host rock, whatever the host rock was, shined for it relatively good, because I thought that wasn't going to shine at all. So there is the original rock, and there's a cabochon I made out of it. Here's a nice little piece of unakite here. Probably more epidote than feldspar, and had a lot of mica in it too. Nice green color. Here's the cabochon I made. That come out really good. Got good swirls of epidote in there, and the mica kind of sparkles a little bit. You can kind of see that. You can really see it back here. Yeah, thought that come out pretty good. So there's the original rock, and there's cabochon I made out of it. All right, Here's a piece of jasper with hematite mixed in with it. I always like it because the hematite, when you polish it, it comes out real nice and shiny, like metal should. And it makes the cab kind of interesting. So here's cabochon I made. Nice shine. Little specks of hematite all through there. And then you got little blobs of red jasper. And it's just a whole really cool design, I thought. Looked nice. So there's the original rock, and there's the cabochon I made out of it. Yeah, just a pretty little chunk of porphyry here. Nice spread of feldspar crystals in the host rock. Made a really pretty design. Not too clumpy, not too sparse. Here's the cabochon. Really good shine. Even got some pieces of, looks like hematite right there in the middle there, that shiny piece between the two reflections. Yeah, I'm surprised. Sometimes porphyry can be hit and miss when it comes to a shine, but this one shined really good. I'm kind of happy with that. Actually, I'm very happy with that. So there's the original rock, and there's cabochon I made out of it. Finally, I thought maybe this might be porphyry, but I'm pretty sure it's granite. And I like it. I picked it up because it had this texture of, you know, like piled up sticks in there, which is kind of cool because usually granite's a lot more fine, mixed up more and finer grain. But this, I kind of like that. And that's what the inside looked like. You know, awesome looking cabochon. Beautiful shine. I like the pattern. And I don't know, can't say nothing bad about that. So there's the original rock, and there's cabochon I made out of it. So all these cabochons will end up on Etsy. I don't see anything I'm gonna dud out. I like them all. And you can see that in the link below. If you click on that, it'll in the description. There's a link to the Etsy page. If you click on that, that'll take you to the Etsy page. If you want to look at them or buy them or whatever, share them with your friends. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and we're going to finish this up. Well, thanks for coming along on my little rock cutting cabbing adventure here. I hope you enjoyed the rocks that Jennifer sent looked really good. They're going to make some pretty cool cabs. And then the Lake Superior rocks I cut in half in episode 51, I think they made some really cool cabs. This video will come out every Wednesday, and then I have another video that comes out every Saturday where I make cabochons. I take you through my whole process. I'll do a single rock, and I change the rock every week. It's never the same rock. So I got a bunch of those out there now. So I want to thank the subscribers. Really appreciate you coming on board. I know I say this every video, but I really do appreciate it. And all you viewers out there that haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. And then slide over, give me a thumbs up, all of you, and get the analytics out there so more people can find this content. And then I'm going to try to do this quick now. Hype it, share it, ring the bell. I got it. And if you ring the bell, you get notifications, but really don't matter because these videos come out every Wednesday and Saturday. I have not missed a Wednesday or Saturday yet since I've been doing this. So I'm going to put up a playlist of these videos here so you don't have to go digging, looking for them. You can just watch from the number 1 all the way to number 52. And then I'll put another video of me cutting Lake Superior rocks in half if you want to see that. If you haven't seen it, then you can go back and look at that. So thanks again. That's all I got, and I'll catch you later.